Hey everyone, want to make a quick video on the genogram assignment that's coming up that's due on June 21st. Uh, so yeah, I just want to jump into the nuts and bolts of it to address it and hopefully help you feel a bit more prepared. And I've made a few actually updates to the syllabus to help out with this assignment. So let me share my screen. Okay, so here's the genogram assignment information. So overall, yeah, you need to, there's two important pieces of this assignment. The first is that you're creating a genogram. You could do that on your computer. You could even just do that with poster board. Like I've seen students do both. You can do it however you need to, however makes the most sense to you. But you have to have a 3-generation genogram. And I'm going to go into the specifics of the genogram a bit more. And I know some of the module information has already started to do that. But that's step one. And then step two is that you're going to be writing about the findings from that genogram, that 4 to 5 page paper. So here's the key information for submission. So, and this is a link that I changed actually. The eHow link didn't work. Some of you might have already seen that, but this link does work and gives you good information about genograms. So you need 3 generations. So that's to grandparents on both sides and parents, aunts and uncles, and then yourself and siblings if applicable. You don't need to go into cousins unless you want to, and that seems relevant. But yes, still include aunts and uncles. Yeah. And so the paper is going to include a brief description of key family members. So you get to decide who those key family members are. I wouldn't go like really long and have like 10. That's a bit. But anywhere from that like 3 to 4 range probably makes sense to have several key family members and just kind of describe those key family members, and that usually helps to share a bit of the why are they the key family members in the tree, and then an in-depth description of 2 or 3 themes that you see being passed down through the generation. So this kind of helps you see that intergenerational transmission of themes and family patterns and dynamics. So it's an invitation to really reflect deeply on your family of origin and okay, what am I receiving? What's the legacy that I'm receiving? And then I can have an opportunity to be aware of so that I can shift that if possible and if desired. But ultimately, this is hopefully helping you kind of see the value of having an intergenerational lens and a family systems influence lens so that then you can help your clients kind of see those trickle down effect dynamics. But yeah, so that in-depth description is, kind of choosing 2 to 3 of those key patterns that you're seeing from the genogram. So now what I want to do, I want to stop sharing. I'm going to share my another screen. And let me pull it up here. It's going to be an example of genograms. And so here we go. Let me share it. All right, so this is the link that's now in the syllabus, so the genopro.com/genogram. You can use GenoPro, but I believe it does require you to pay, so there's no expectation that you use GenoPro, but I'm just using this as some information that's helpful. So it goes over the basics of, what is a genogram, has a little video on it, but here's a quick example. So if this is, the individual who's creating the genogram, then this would be a pretty extensive genogram of what's happening in this family. So these lines mean something, and we'll go into what they mean in a moment. The line from Daniel to Andre to grandpapa. Then there's these green lines from grandmom to Helen, and these 3 red lines. So like basically it's just like visually depicting what are the patterns and the relational experiences between key family members and family members throughout the last 3 generations. So that's what it can look like. So then here as well in the genogram example, there's a bit, of symbols. This can share some ideas of what do these symbols mean. Yeah, it goes everywhere from gender, pets, adopted child is the blue dashed line, foster child, the green dots, miscarriages, abortion, death, etc. Then I want to go actually to this printable genogram symbol list because this goes in a lot more detail as well. So here's where I'd really recommend you all look at, because this is getting at the emotional relationships. So for example, we saw, I think the three red lines in that previous example that, can indicate that this relationship is fused, so they're really too deeply fused together in a negative way. The red usually indicates, negative relationships. I guess blue as well with abuse. But yeah, hostile would be the jagged line. Distant hostile, so maybe they don't like each other, but they're not engaging with each other. Hostile would indicate that they're likely still experiencing each other on a regular basis. But then the green, as you see, could mean friendship, close, can be harmony, it can be best friends, etc. Cutoffs are also there, but the green cutoff with the circle is that it's been repaired. So there's previously the cutoff, so they can get pretty extensive here of what these different dynamics can mean. So even just like family relationships of cohabitation or marriage, engagement, etc. So just some ideas. This isn't an exhaustive list, and you don't have to use this exact list. You can choose the symbols that work for you, but this gives you some ideas. But you do need to create a symbol legend on your genogram. So you need to have like a little rectangle there with what all of the different dimensions, including like basic genogram symbols, the family relationships, emotional relationships, whatever you use in yours, you need to include on your symbol on that legend. Uh, so yeah, obviously you don't just like need to copy and paste this or just add that in as an attachment. That wouldn't work because I just need to see the ones that are specifically relevant to your genogram. So that's what I wanted to get to discuss. So I think the key next steps at this point is for you to start to develop the genogram. So you can start to like be deeply thinking about, okay, what are these patterns, these themes that are surfacing? What are who are the key family members? What are the relationships between us? And so you're going to submit that genogram as well as the written, paper that accompanies that. And I think those are the key points that I wanted to make at this point. I did update the syllabus saying that late assignments won't be given a 0, but they'll be reduced points. So you'll see that that's updated the syllabus, and yeah, and then that link to Geno Pro rather than eHow. So if you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to clarify. But yeah, I wanted to start giving some information about that assignment in a bit more depth. Thanks.